Ahoy, morning breathers. It's Monday. Welcome to a new week, a new month.
Yeah.
It's time to dig out those Christmas decorations. It's just around the corner.
I just took mine down last week, so I don't want to get them back out yet.
Pretty soon we'll have Christmas sale going on.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Actually, we got to get Halloween first. So that's Halloween, I think, starts
Okay.
in a couple weeks. And then
Check those Christmas lights while you're digging stuff out.
Exactly. Exactly.
How was everybody's week?
The week is so far is just
Weekend,
starting.
man.
The weekend was fine. Nothing too exciting or whatever, but that's okay.
Nothing, didn't do anything special.
Well, Friday was, of course, we did
Football
softball.
game?
And then my in-laws came to town on Saturday night, and so that was nice.
It up?
Yeah, well, that'd be a stretch.
As that goes?
That'd be a stretch, but we had a nice time, so it's all good.
Awesome. So we have Boss Man Matt, ahoy.
Ahoy, Skipper.
We have SPP.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Can't do anything without super producer Peter. How
That's right.
about your weekend, SPP? Anything special?
Very low key, very chill.
Because you're tired after all that broadcasting?
Got caught up on my sleeve.
What kind of exercises do you do to keep your fingers nimble?
Well, I do finger push-ups, finger squats,
Finger squats.
finger pull-ups.
I heard the lunges are really better for you than squats.
Really?
So you should try finger lunges.
Okay.
Try, see if you can work it
I'll
in.
talk with my trainer and we'll get that all figured out.
Yeah, that's a personal trainer, finger trainer.
You never know.
Yeah, hey, whatever. There's a lot of buttons to push.
That's just, it's your specialty.
Yeah.
I had a busy weekend. I crammed like a 3-day weekend into 2.
No, sometimes that's good, and sometimes it's exhausting.
I'm pretty tired.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was really tired, but Saturday was a big golf day, 27 holes.
Oh, geez. Where?
We were in Iowa City at the Elks Club,
Okay.
which is a really nice place. Little kind of a hidden gem that I knew about. I golfed it 35 years ago or so. And it for the most part, it's the same. I don't really remember the course that well, but the toughest greens I've ever putted on.
Oh, yeah. 9-hole course?
But yeah, little niner. And anybody can belong up to that, by the way. It's pretty nice. Really nice clubhouse, pool.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
there was a lot of people there because it was kind of warm Saturday.
Yeah.
Not overly warm.
Not like it's going to be today.
It's nice this morning.
It is. Yeah.
You look out the window like you can see something.
Yeah, I know. It's like
We see nothing.
I see
Out there, but it's just a wall.
concrete wall.
So we had a Ryder Cup format Saturday.
Yeah, is it a tournament?
It was just it is a tournament, and there was let's see, 1, 2. There's just 6 guys. There's 54 guys in it,
Okay.
and they were all 2-man teams. And so my son and I were on a team. We got dead last.
Well, somebody has to.
Dead last.
Somebody has to.
And it was kind of close, but there was 3 strokes to spare. After our first 9, I mean, it was disheartening. We're taking triples and quads, and it's not normal.
Well, yeah, but Ryder Cup format, isn't it just per hole? You get a point per hole or something?
Well, the format is the first 9 for this one was we each play our own ball,
Okay.
and you take the lowest score.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so we didn't perform well, either of us that. The second 9 was a, let's see, what the heck was it? Was a better ball where, what the heck did we, no, it's alternate shot,
Right.
which can be difficult. So, like, sometimes I struggle off the tee, which puts him in your partner in a bad position, or sometimes he might spray one left or right.
So do you alternate all the way around? So if you made the putt, he has to tee off? Or
Well, the way it goes, you alternate until you hole your last putt, but the drive starts. You determine who will drive the
Okay.
odd holes and who will drive the even
Oh,
holes.
okay,
So there's some
gotcha.
strategic
Sure.
stuff there. We thought we played much better. We did not. We were one worse than the first round.
you didn't make up a lot of ground?
We made up 0. But then we played a best ball where we could take our best shots all the way around. We shot one over par there. So last place, somebody had to be there, and it was us.
Yeah. Do you get a prize for that?
We knew we weren't. No, we left. there's no point in hanging around
We're
with
not,
that.
we're not gonna hang. We're not gonna congratulate the winners on this one.
And I probably had Elliott Realty Group stuff on or something. I knew we were in trouble when we carded a 52, and everybody else was, there was another, upper 40 and
Right,
some 34s.
right.
Crap.
It's hard to make up that
Who in the
ground.
holy hell shoots at 34 on that course? I mean, those greens were fast, and I could read a putt and look and look and look, and I know that thing is breaking right. It turns left.
Oh, jeez.
And it wasn't just one hole. It was just everywhere. It was a lot of fun. But I have a smidget of a feeling of how those guys feel when they play Augusta.
Yep, right.
Not the same.
No.
I'm not saying that, but
No, those guys are pretty good that play Augusta.
ooh. That was tough. Then
But you did it. You got to be outside and played golf. Can't be all bad.
27 holes. It was a great day. Smoked a cigar, had a couple beers.
There you go.
Good star. Yeah, good stuff. Then I went to Lake Darling. Have you been down there lately?
Not lately, no.
It's a good time. It's a nice little lake again.
Yeah, I've been down there last summer. I haven't been down there this year at all.
Took some kayaks out. Did a little kayaking.
Nice. I've never been kayaking. I just think I'd fall over.
Well, there was times I thought I was going to too, but I caught myself.
But you got it.
I stayed dry, and that was after playing 9 holes of golf with my wife in the morning.
There you go.
I was a little tired. That
Yeah,
didn't shoot so well there.
it's a lot of golfing.
That's a bunch of golf. I didn't really want to golf yesterday morning, but Miss Patty was all about it, so we
Yes.
went golfing.
There you go. There you go.
Well, excuse me. The Southeast Iowa Video Network, we are sponsored by KCTC.
Thank you, Casey.
Casey and all the gang over at KCTC. And the Morning Breath crew, the three of us, the scant crew this morning.
Yes.
Sponsored by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank you, Willie.
Thanks, Willie. And all the
Denise and my mom are checking in.
Fast and Freshes is.
Yeah, my mom says we actually meeting up with kayak group this morning. Mom's going out kayaking this morning.
They kayak on a little lake there?
Yep, they live right on the lake.
Okay.
It's a private lake in the community. I mean, in the lake you can pontoon and ski. I mean, it's not like it's a pond.
Like a Lake Darling.
Yeah, maybe just even a little bit bigger than that.
Well, pretty big lake.
Yeah, it's not bad. And there's houses all the way around it and all that stuff. But so they live there. They got little groups. They have coffee clubs and walking groups. And mom's part of the Laker Ladies group. And
Well, the Laker ladies.
the Laker Ladies. So they got their own little thing going on down there.
Very good.
So
You must stay active. You have to have things to do.
yes. Well, so before we started, I was talking about Facebook groups, and all these towns have Facebook groups, and some odd, funny things can happen on those Facebook groups because they're just community groups, and every town has one. Well, Lake Thunderhead, where they live, also has its own group.
Okay.
A lot of drama at Lake Thunderhead, I got to tell you.
I'd like to hear some.
Mom says it's a 1,000-acre lake.
1,000 acres. Okay.
So, but anyway,
Maybe
just
we could use some imagination.
oh yeah.
Did
and
you see what she was wearing
well,
at kayaking?
so we were down.
Myrtle.
Yeah, exactly. So there is some of that stuff.
She should cover up a little more.
There is some of that stuff. Like the latest one that I was, peripherally involved in is that we were down there Memorial Day weekend and somebody let off a firework.
For the love of God.
I know. And this is in Missouri, mind you. So
Like the king state of fireworks.
it's legal, but they have rules that you cannot shoot off fireworks at the lake, and there's a window of time, and Memorial Day is not in that window of time.
That's Fred and Wilma.
And so there was quite the drama going on around the fireworks getting shot off.
Did they pinpoint where they
Did, and they have lake security, and he was right up there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it was.
Was he arrested? Was he charged?
I don't think he was charged.
the SWAT team come in?
Just the
Guns
one,
drawn?
just the one guy, and he just drove by. I'm not even sure he stopped because they weren't actually firing when he drove up there. But and then it got posted. The actual ordinance or whatever out of the HOA got posted to the Facebook, and it was a whole deal.
I'll be darned.
and people are like, my dog is scared, and it's not 4th of July, and so anyway, that's just one small example. There's lots of that. People that cut their grass and blow it into the street, that raises a lot of problems.
No.
Yep,
No.
big problems.
Listen, we're an HOA for a reason.
Exactly.
We keep this place nice.
Exactly. So,
Sure.
well, my mom and stepdad, they had right behind their dock there at the end of a cove, and they put a fountain in there to kind of keep the water moving, try to keep some of the algae. It's lit. It's nice. It's a nice fountain. It's, you got water going. Well, the neighbor hates it, and mysteriously the lines to it got cut.
The power lines?
Yeah. And just some weird things kind of happened. So as the lake drama is something, I got to tell you.
Security cameras are going up.
I think they are up now, yes.
Arlo will catch it.
Exactly. So,
Well, that's the joys of retiring.
yeah. So you were talking about golf. So here's a story. It kind of involves golf, but it's more about betting. I was hoping John would be here this morning. It's a long story, so I won't read the whole thing, but it's from the Iowa Capital Dispatch, to give credit where credit's due.
Okay.
A guy from Iowa was watching the weather forecast and placing bets on what was shaping up to be a rain-shortened golf tournament, is now suing to collect his $14.2 million in purported winnings. So this was last year.
Okay.
It says in here somewhere, I think it's Pebble Beach, 2024 AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
It's a great tournament.
Yeah. So he was watching on, it must have been Saturday, and after 54 holes, and then he looked at the weather and thought, and they were like predicting his 500-year storms, right? I mean, big storms for Sunday and even into Monday. So after the 54 holes were over, he's like, well, I'm going to bet on every one of these. He bet the top 20 in a parlay, a 20-person parlay. He was
because the tournament would be over
because he was betting that they were going to cancel the tournament, and so he bet a 20-person parlay in the order that they were in. And then he did it like 4 or 5 or 6 more times, and he kind of did different variations of that, but all counting on the, he's probably spent, it probably says, but he spent $500, right? Maybe not even that much, actually.
20-team parlay would pay off pretty good. I'm not a gambler.
I'm not either. It would have paid off at the time. Promised to pay $4.6 million just for that one. On a $100 bet.
Yeah, that's pretty big odds.
Yeah. So he made several different of these bets. Anyway, all total $14.2 million. And DraftKings took the bet. I mean, they allowed the bet to go through, and then they came back and said, "Oh, nope, it's canceled. So we're not taking any of those bets." So they refunded his money that he bet, but they didn't pay out the winnings.
So they did indeed cancel the tournament?
They did indeed cancel the tournament. It was 54 holes, and he would have won.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I think he's got a pretty good argument.
So DraftKings, they took the bets, but then they said, well, no, the tournament got canceled, so it didn't count. Well, it was an official tournament. I mean, they canceled it officially 54 holes. This is officially the winner.
They do that.
Yep. So, yeah, so he placed these bets. They accepted the bets. He won because they did, in fact, he was watching the weather. And
smart guy.
Yep, and there was other people around the country that did this too, but this guy happens to be from Iowa. However, DraftKings unilaterally voided all 5 of his bets and refunded the wagered amount, citing rules that they say future bets placed after the last shot of what is later determined to be the final round are voided. The lawsuit seeks damages. It's worth noting that Bavis, the guy that bet on other golfers to win or place in the Range Short tournament, Bavis' attorney said it's worth noting that had he bet on other golfers to win or place in the Range Short tournament, DraftKings would not have allowed him to cancel his bet after the fact and claim a refund. That's a great point.
So it doesn't work both ways with
Right.
DraftKings.
Right. So, yeah.
There has to be some fine print in there that nobody reads.
Right. He says he wasn't the only one who guessed that the weather result in Range Short Pro-Am. DraftKings sparked outrage on social media when they retroactively voided all bets placed after the close of play on February 3rd. DraftKings, and Crown Iowa Gaming have yet to file a response to the lawsuit, which was filed. But anyway, this guy wants $14.2 million.
I do not blame him.
No, hell no.
I think DraftKings. If I was a better guy, I would void DraftKings for my vote.
Yeah. Well, I think he's smart. The guy was checking the weather, and he was
not?
on it. He's like, and then they took the bet.
The advantage is with the bookie there anyway, right? With DraftKings.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. DraftKings is
just
not going to go
covering.
broke out of this.
Just covering.
Right. Yeah.
This will be interesting.
Yeah. So
When was the lawsuit? Just recently?
I just saw the story. I don't think it has a date on here.
Very quiet. DraftKings is keeping this very quiet.
Yeah,
Aren't they?
but this was. It's over a year ago that the tournament happened. So I don't know. This could have been in the works for a while, but I just heard about it.
A Des Moines person. Boy, the attorneys.
Dallas County, which is
like
suburbs.
Des Moines, isn't it?
Des Moines
It's
suburbs.
Grimes area.
Yeah,
It's very close.
it's basically the suburbs.
Awesome. I wish him luck. I hope he wins.
14.2 million.
As far as I'm concerned, he deserves it.
Yeah, I do too. I think good for him.
I've heard of that happening where DraftKings somehow or something like them doesn't pay. I've seen stuff in my feeds where even casinos won't pay sometimes. Some obscure world somewhere.
Right. Hey, if they took the bet, I think that they're on the hook for it.
I agree wholeheartedly. I will say this: I read a story, and I wish I could remember the details. But a woman read the fine print of something. Some kind of whatever she entered in, I just don't remember. And in that fine print was the first person to write in or email or something about this particular word in the fine print would win 10 grand. She read it and they paid it.
Wow. I've heard it's not that.
I'm not sure that I would still ever take the time to do
No, well, you know how many things we've agreed to and never read, and all the online, you get a new app or you get these things, pages and pages and pages, and it's like we're on the hook for so many things that we didn't even have any idea about.
There, I might consider using AI to say,
Summarize this. Yeah.
give me the nuts and bolts.
Yeah. But we all do it. It's like scroll through, agree.
I
go
will
on to the
start
next.
reading through it and go, okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody does that.
Wasting 30 minutes of my life to read this thing.
Nope.
Not happening. Interesting. Well, I hope, hopefully you can stay on that.
Yeah.
Keep us-
Well, I'll see.
us updated.
I'll try to keep a reminder. But yeah, but you know how these things go. It could be
take a
years
while.
and years
Could
before
take
they,
a while.
especially for $14 million. They're not going to let that.
DraftKings not going to want to lose that.
No,
very bad.
not very bad.
We better take a break. Yes, SPP?
Yes.
Yes. We'll be right back.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, Morning Breathers. Welcome back to Monday's edition of Morning Breath.
Denise checked in this morning. Ahoy, Denise. I ran into Denise at the track, and she saw my wife somewhere out shopping Saturday. So Denise had multiple interactions with the Bryant clans this weekend.
There you go. I noticed that it's National Rotisserie Chicken Day.
It is.
My wife loves that stuff.
So does mine.
And I don't quite understand it. I mean, it's okay, but
Yeah, it's chicken.
it's chicken. Tastes like chicken.
It tastes like chicken.
I wonder if that works like, am I supposed to, on Valentine's Day, you're supposed to get flowers and stuff.
You just give a rotisserie chicken.
So I need to go bring one of those home?
On June 2nd, run up to Fairway Meat and Grocery. And
One of the great things about rotisserie chicken is if you cut it up, you can basically put it in anything.
it's true.
Salad, pasta.
I never even thought about
It's
it.
a versatile chicken.
I really never thought about different ways to eat chicken. I just thought you ate it.
You do all kinds of stuff with it.
Pull
Make
the
it a
bones
sandwich, put some barbecue sauce on it, make it a sandwich.
out. Heck yeah.
Well,
Versatile little critter, that chicken.
Exactly. So, the grandfather paradox.
The grandfather paradox.
The grandfather paradox is a famous thought experiment in time travel.
Okay.
So, we're all pretty realistic, and I don't know, at least me. We're not going to time travel in my lifetime, but I'm choose to believe that at some point somebody will figure this out, right?
Listen, most of everything that's happened in Star Trek 40 years ago is happening now.
Yes. So
They had flip phones before they were cool.
that's sick.
So I choose to believe that at some point somebody could figure out how to time travel. But this says it's a logical contradiction. It asks, what if you travel back in time and killed your grandfather before he had children? If that happened, one of your parents would never be born, meaning you would never be born either. But if you were never born, how could you have traveled back in time to stop your grandfather? This creates a paradox, where the cause of your time travel contradicts the effect of your own existence. The paradox challenges the possibility of changing the past and raises questions about time, causality, and the consistency of events in theoretical physics.
Well, I'm not sure who wrote that, but
I don't either. Somebody smarter than me.
but if you're going to travel back, I think you would be certain to not screw around with somebody that had your last name or was your relative. Hopefully you would know everybody in your family tree.
All the movies, it's what they say. You can't interact. Back to the Future. Can't interact with your past self. It's just that you can't do it. But you can't. I mean, how can you? I mean, it's so this.
It poses an interesting question. Outlander, that series that my wife was in love with, it was on Netflix. They would time travel, but it was like a couple of centuries. I don't know. It was a long time, and I never understood how they would go. They would go back to the future in essence, and I never understood how they did that traveling with such ease, knowing what they knew
Right.
through the Revolutionary War and
Right.
all of this. It was interesting.
Yeah. Well, the butterfly effect, is that what that's called? Every little thing expands to.
That's what I was gonna say. The moment you go back in time,
everything changes.
Everything, let's say you try to kill your grandfather, but then there's another time traveler that tries to stop you, and then there's another time traveler, and the moment you go back, all of it's gonna happen because time is relative at that point.
Right.
And so everybody who has gone back in time or can go back in time will happen at that very moment. You know what I mean?
That is honking deep.
It is
It's
deep.
Monday morning, guys. Come on.
But I mean, even if you go back, you avoid everybody. You're still there's consequences somewhere. Somewhere there's effects happening, right? I mean, you bring back COVID to the 50s when you go back, you know, or something, right? And then I don't know.
All hell's going to break loose.
All hell would break loose. That's right.
That's interesting. I just don't. I will agree with you that time travel will eventually happen at some point. We'll be able to transform ourselves. here and there.
Yeah, I choose to believe that also, but
Do you believe it will happen, or do you think that it already has happened?
I have not. I don't think it has, but who's to say?
Well-
maybe it already has started, and we don't know.
We
about
don't
it.
know.
maybe we're already in an alternative universe of the line.
There are people that think there's an inverse of us somewhere, right? There's another universe out there of us.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to leave this one, but I kind of want to see the
See what's happening.
what's going on.
What's
on
going
the
on?
other side
It's
of
going
the
on over
world.
there.
Some tillion light years away.
And you know, especially you get there and it's like your alternate ego is a tillionaire.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, how'd you do that? Well, all you had to do this one day in 1984, if you would have done this, everything would have been different.
Life would have been good.
Yeah.
For sure. This is deep thoughts from Morning Breath, everybody. 7:41. We're going to take another little break and come back and get set for the day.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Ahoy, Morning Breathers. Welcome back to our Monday show where we've gone all over the place, but the last one, I'll be thinking about that the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Time travel.
Can time travel actually happen without messing up everything? Don't know.
I think it's trouble. Imagine, you get somebody in prison, time travels.
Right.
You could do bad things.
You could.
It's the idea of Men in Black 3. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, they lost me after 2.
It's weird because I like 1.
saw
2,
1.
2 was,
Yeah.
but 3 is my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked 3.
I don't
Might
remember
have to
3.
watch it now because I haven't seen 2 or 3.
I've seen 2. I can't remember 3. Is it still Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones?
Yes, but Will Smith has to go back in time to save Tommy Lee Jones,
All right.
who was played by Josh Brolin. So it's majority of it is Josh Brolin.
All right.
So it's
The
very
young
interesting.
Tommy Lee Jones is Josh Brolin.
Mhm.
Okay. They do kind of look alike. Kind of.
There you go.
Well, it's welcome back, everybody. It's National Leave the Office Early Day, so see ya.
It just says
he's
earlier.
gone.
It doesn't say early. It says earlier than normal. All right,
Doesn't
see you,
matter.
Tim.
He's gone.
Goodbye.
He's gone.
All right, Peter. We should probably get set
Should we
for
get set for the day?
We should get set for the
Let's
day.
get set for the day.
Let's get set for the day. It is Monday. It is June the 2nd. Tim is a little squirrely today, and it is episode 322.
I thought I was time traveling.
It's time traveling. Yes. Time right now, 7:44 a.m. Temperature in Fairfield, 64. Mount Pleasant, 63. And Washington, 63. Is quite pleasant right
Actually
now.
kind of pleasant.
Quite pleasant right now. But today, mostly sunny. At least when there's not any smoke or haze covering
What's
up the sun.
Canada.
Yeah. And apparently that's way, way up North Canada. So that smoke's making some traveling.
Gets up in the jet stream.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the Stanley Cup final must be.
Is that what it is?
Maybe.
High today of 90. Low.
Imagine what it looks like in Duluth.
It's pretty thick. Can't even see the Northern Lights. Today's headlines from SoutheastIowaUnion.com. Prefabricated home rolls into Fairfield. Mount Pleasant child injured while biking near middle school. And asphalt overlay coming to B Avenue this summer.
Boy, those are some three big
I know.
damn stories there.
I know. The kid getting hurt is bad, but yeah. Tonight in sports, Mount Pleasant faces Fairfield in baseball and softball, both doubleheaders, and both are in Mount Pleasant. Washington also has a pair of home doubleheaders, as the baseball and softball teams both take on Burlington beginning at 5:30. And Peter and I and the crew will be at the baseball game tonight, right here live on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
Guys, if nobody's ever watched that, watch it. You do a really good job. And it's kind of nice to just check in and out and keep up with what's going on. So well done, all of you.
Thanks. Well, we will be at baseball tonight.
Know where you're going to be for the next 4 hours.
Yep, exactly. This day in history, on this day in 1997, pre-SPP, a jury in Denver, Colorado found Timothy McVeigh guilty of murder and conspiracy in the deaths of 168 people in the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing, and he was executed in June 2001.
Have you ever been down to that?
No, but I hear it's pretty haunting.
Boy.
Yeah.
I do think everybody should go to that, but man, is it somber.
Yeah. Or that, and this makes total sense, but the 9/11 memorial is
The 9/11 one is very moving.
I haven't seen that other than the traveling one that come around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is, it just hurts all over again.
Yeah, it does. And McVeigh, if I remember correctly, he got convicted, and he said, not appealing, just take me out.
Yep.
And they did. Tim, Peter, somebody. Random joke, random quote, or random fact?
SPP.
With Jack not being here, let's do a random fact.
A random fact. All right. You guys are familiar with cricket, the game cricket, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not real popular in the United States, but it's hugely popular in other places.
Well, because they wear white pants and it's hard to keep those clean.
True. So I don't know a lot about cricket, but it's a hard ball, and they bounce it or throw it, and they try to hit it with the paddle stick thing, right? So it's a hard ball. It's a baseball kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same size, but whatever. Well, anyway, in the game of cricket, the first testicular guard was used in 1874.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
Okay.
That's probably for the best.
So it was used in 1874, which is smart. I agree. I think you'd want a cup,
You
right?
don't want to protect that.
Yeah. The first helmet used in cricket for the head was used in 1974. Mm-hmm. So it took 100 years for men to realize that the brain was also important.
A lot of things started down there.
100 years between the nut cup and the helmet.
We had priorities.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
I mean, I get it, right?
I don't want to be more graphic than that. That's a good one.
Yeah. 100 years.
Okay. Time for today's takeaway. Matt, do you have anything?
I
really didn't think anything blew my mind.
I didn't either. But off the top of my head, I would say, if you're going to place bets, watch the weather.
There we go. I could agree. I would think that if this guy had a GoFundMe page, I might throw money his way.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
Exactly.
Because I'm on his side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going to take the bet. You pay your bet.
Yep.
SPP?
My takeaway is that Lake Thunderhead Security is judge, jury, and executioner down there.
They are.
You should watch out.
That's a great takeaway.
Take care of business.
That's a great takeaway. Well, I think that's going to do us for today. So thank you all for joining. If you didn't comment, that's fine. We'd love to hear from you, but if you didn't, please go ahead.
Denise, real quick, her takeaway. Matt is going to time travel back and change the motorhome drive to California. I think that's fair. I might do that.
To be fair, you were of the wrong age to take a trip like that.
I was 18 and with my parents. It was a great trip, but I was not. There were certain parts of it that I was just not having.
It was like me going to see the Pope. Not excited about that whatsoever. Turned out I did have a good time, though. Not a great trip.
Yeah.
Not this Pope. Not the one before that. Not even the one before that.
John Paul.
The one before that. Could have been.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks you all for joining. Be sure you like, subscribe, and follow. Maybe not in that order. In that order.
Do them all.
Do them all.
You know, doesn't matter what order. Just do them all.
Pick an order.
Pick an order.
And if you don't like that order, go back and change the
Just
order.
do a different order.
But we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you being with us. We shall return tomorrow. Until then, ahoy.